Okay, so hello, welcome, stay classy, welcome to the class. Today in American corporation capitalism, we're going to go over Microsoft and Google. Google owns YouTube, Microsoft owns Xbox, and they both own technology and computing software. Now, I just spent like 20 minutes yelling out loud at Microsoft's shitty products, and I'm going to explain why they're crap. But what fueled my anger was I've been following Microsoft and Google for the past 6-7 years, and last year and 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Microsoft was always worth 25 to 33% more than Google was. So Google was 2 trillion, Microsoft was 3 trillion. Google was 3 trillion, Microsoft was 4 trillion. Microsoft was always worth $1 trillion more than Google. That's a big number. But this past year, so since December of last year to December of this year, Google actually increased 82.5% in stock price, stock valuation. 82.5%. It almost doubled in a year. I haven't been following that intently the stock price. But Google almost doubled since last year. Microsoft since last year went up 8.9%. Not even 10%. Not even 9%. It went up less than 9%. 9% since last year. And now Microsoft, it used to be worth, Jesus, it used to be worth $4 trillion. It's even gone down. Somewhere in July of last year, it was worth, July of this year, I don't know. It was worth $4 trillion. It's gone down. It's now $3.6 trillion, Microsoft. And Google is $3.88 trillion. So Google went up from 3 trillion and 2 trillion to nearly 4 trillion in 1 or 2 years. Or how much is 2 years? Yeah. Growth. After all this time, Google is still a fucking giant. It's just steadily growing. And Microsoft, no. In the past 5 years, Microsoft has gone up 125%. In the past 5 years, Google has gone up 250%. Exactly double. Google has gone up exactly double in the past 5 years compared to Microsoft. So there is a cultural shift, stigmatism shift. Now, an emphasis. Now, I gotta look at Google, and Microsoft is still overvalued. Like, Meta is severely undervalued. I know that. I know Meta, I've been looking for the past couple of years. It's severely crashing. So, and it's not going to stay crashed forever. Apple and Microsoft are completely overvalued. And Google is valued less than Microsoft and Apple. And it's gaining 250% in the past 5 years. So now, you really got to look at, let me look at Apple and Meta. Oh, damn. Meta is crappy. So Meta is only $1.7 trillion. But in the past 5 years, it's gone up 140%. In the past 1 year, only 8%, just like Microsoft. only 8% in the past year, and 140% in the past 5 years. Exactly like Microsoft. Let me look at Apple. And Meta's a lot smaller. Meta's only 1.7 trillion. Apple, past 5 years, worst of them all, 128%. But the biggest company in the USA, $4.12 trillion, the biggest company in the USA. In the past 1 year, 14.8%, for 15% in 1 year. So Apple's not sinking. Apple's not sinking. Microsoft and Meta are crappy. For the biggest companies, they're pretty crap. Apple is the biggest company in the USA, 4.12 trillion. Google is the fastest growing big company, 3.88 trillion. And Meta and Microsoft have gone up less than 10% in the past year. That's like worse than just the regular S&P 500. And why did I just decide to research this right now? It's because I'm tired of fucking Microsoft not working. Microsoft, what is Microsoft? Microsoft Cloud. Like, all my documents are on fucking Microsoft Cloud because I decided to split. I said half my shit's gonna be on Google Drive and YouTube, SoundCloud, and then half my stuff's gonna be backed up and uploaded and created on Microsoft Cloud. I pay for both of them. I pay for storage and for Microsoft Office 365 and Google Terabyte storage. So I pay for both of them. All my videos are backed up onto, and photos are backed up onto Google Drive because my cell phone uses Google Photos. I don't know why the fuck Microsoft is offering Microsoft Photos when no one in the godforsaken mind is going onto their phone and backing up onto Microsoft Photos. I don't fucking know anybody that does that. But that's the thing about Microsoft. See, that's the thing about Microsoft. That's what pisses me off is they're crybabies. They're the biggest crybabies. They're the biggest American crybabies in America. Because they see Apple users use Apple Photos. Google users use Google Photos. All right? And Microsoft just wants to stick their nose in. Microsoft wants to stick their nose in. So what's Microsoft going to do? They're going to pump out, as soon as you do anything onto them on a Microsoft app, they are going to pump out your photos. They don't even have a fucking working app to store your photos in on your phone. And they want you to use Microsoft Photos. Because they're just jealous that everyone's using Google Photos and Apple Photos. Not even just that, but also for the web browser, everyone uses Google Chrome, they use Opera, they use Safari. Because those browsers have been great forever. And what's Microsoft going to do? Every time you open Windows, every time you open a link, it's going to say, please consider making Microsoft Edge your new browser. Microsoft Edge is so much faster. Microsoft blah, 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 blah. And what the fuck what happens? When I use Microsoft Edge, when I use Microsoft Drive, I get a pile of garbage. So they're constantly crying. Please use Microsoft version. Don't use Google version. Don't use Apple version. Please use Microsoft version. And instead of fucking engineering they used to be the biggest company in America, instead of using their resources, now they've dropped because they're idiots. And this is just the outcome and result of their lackluster effort and stupidness, that instead of focusing on innovating and then saying, now consider using Microsoft product. No. Complete garbage. You got to pay for it. And they want you to always cry about it and switch to default Microsoft Cloud Microsoft Office 365, Microsoft Photos, Microsoft Drive, Xbox, whatever. Just crybabies. Here, let's go over some comparison. This isn't going to be copyright because I pay for it. How the fuck can I get copyright strike if I'm showing you something that I pay for? If I pay for it, it's mine. I cannot be paying for it and not have it be not mine. So I'm not going to get copyright strike for showing you down what the fuck Google Drive and what the fuck Microsoft Cloud look like. All right, so let's take a look. This is Google Drive. This is Google Drive. Let me change the light. This is Google Drive. Starting off, you got the logo on the top left. It's clickable, which means you click it and you're taken to Google Drive. This is how it's organized. You got your folders. Scroll down, you got your files. You got this little button up here. This changes it to a list. This changes it to icons. Okay? Up here, you got ready for offline, question mark, self-explanatory, support, or it could be help, whatever. This is the universal icon for settings. Everyone knows now this is Gemini. And this is the universal icon for show more features. And this is your profile. And this is really cool. These icons, calendar, notes, to-do list, tasks, and contacts are made by icons that look like the app on your phone. So they're not some cheap little icons like this. You'll notice that in Microsoft, they only use cheap icons. They have no icons that look like this. Okay? So here you got these icons that are self-explanatory. And one more thing is, not only is everything self-explanatory, but where it's located on the page is also user-friendly. So above here is how you sort your files. So you got your files down here, and this is where you're going to sort them. Over here, you got your extra apps and your extra icons. At the top, you got your search bar. And here you have your new button. And look, they even give you hotkeys. These are shortcuts, hotkeys and shortcuts. If you want to go quickly, new folder, new upload, folder upload. And you got docs, sheets. Now, with docs, sheets, slides, vids, forms, they gave you an icon, a sexy icon, not a classic icon, but a colored icon as well. And everything is where you want it to be. And added bonus, it's fucking fast. It's fucking fast and doesn't crash. I did not use this cheap computer. This is a cheap laptop, discount laptop. I did not use it for about a couple of weeks. I did not use it. I turned it on. It took forever to turn on. But once it turned on, I booted up this browser and I refreshed Google Drive and everything continued working the way I expected it to work. All right? That's Google Drive. Pretty self-explanatory, fully functional. If you want to go to Google Photos, you go up here, you got your Drive, you scroll down, and you got your Google Photos. Nothing more you could ask for. Nothing more you could ask for. Now, let's look at Microsoft Drive. This is Microsoft Drive. First of all, you have the icon. It's not clickable. So YouTube icon is clickable. Google Drive is clickable. This IMBD is clickable. Everybody else knows once you put your icon needs to be clickable to return to the home page. Not clickable. You have this photos and files. Now, what's fucked up about this is they made photos and files under a bubble. So it's like, are they married together? You know, is photos married to files? What the fuck is the difference between photos and files? Why are they under a common bubble? I don't know. This button, you remember, for your apps and shit, is on the left side. Why is it up here? It's counterintuitive. Everybody expects it to be over here, What's over here instead? Buy more storage. Mind you, I'm already paying for 1 terabyte of storage. So I'm already paying for it. And here it is again. So twice on the homepage, they're asking me to buy more storage. Now, the sorting icons, instead of being up here, are way over here, Now also, what the fuck does this mean? Look at this icon, cheap shit. Look at this icon, cheap shit. Look at this icon, cheap shit. I don't know what these icon means. I've never clicked them. To this day, I don't know what these icons mean. I don't know what they mean. What does this mean? It's not even working. Look. Why Google literally, this is a waste of a button. You couldn't put these 3 buttons just on. Why do I gotta click a button to get these 3 buttons? Like this is high school level, grade school level shit. This is kids. Kids think like this when they're designing, okay? This is not men who made this. This is not men who made this. This is kids think like this, okay? These are Microsoft engineers, mind you, who made this. I don't know what these means as well. And to top it off, so there's no sexy icons. Look, if I click create new, no hotkeys or shortcuts. Couple of sexy icons. Mind you, to use these sexy icons, you got to pay additionally for Microsoft Office 365. You don't got to do that with Google Documents, Google Slides, Google PowerPoint presentation, Google Spreadsheet. That's all free. Google gives you it for free. But Microsoft, to use theirs, you got to pay per year for Office 365. Okay, so I got to pay for that as well. No hotkeys once again. Duplicate word, create or upload, plus sign, create or upload. How does Google do it? New. Look how intelligent they are. This is what a 4th year or 3rd year university student does. This is what a 4th year or 3rd year university student at any respectable software engineering school will do. They'll give you a plus sign and they'll say new. And once you click it, you got your folders, files, uploads, whatever the fuck you want, okay? With shortcuts and hotkeys, that's a bonus. So how does a 4th year software engineer do it? Plus sign, new. How does a high school student do it? Plus sign, create or upload. Okay? That's the difference between high school engineering and professional engineering. And remember, to top it off, this broke. I closed the laptop, didn't use it for a couple of weeks. I opened it, Google loaded, Microsoft did not load. I tried to refresh it, it literally crashed. It literally said, cannot reach server right now, even though Google was working. It literally said, unexpected error happened. So I had to go to the address bar, type in the address again, navigate to the page again, and then it worked, okay? So it doesn't even function. So there you have it. That's the difference between Microsoft. Everything on that fucking page is garbage. Everything on that page, it's not garbage. I mean, it'll work for like a teenage girl. Like a teenage girl will be satisfied with it. But for adult men, especially techies, will not be satisfied with it, okay? Because it's high school work. It's high school work. We don't want to have our lives designed by high schoolers. We want professional, especially if you're the richest company in America, especially if we're paying for it, okay? And that's why the Microsoft stock, here's Google, Zoom, here's Apple, and let's go Microsoft. That's Microsoft. Wait, 5 years. So, I don't know, it dropped off. It's 3.59. It used to be 4. Plus 125 past 5 years. Google plus 250 past 5 years. So there you have it. Google is now ahead of Microsoft. And it just wouldn't bother me if Microsoft didn't behave like pompous bitches, like pompous, stuck up, preppy school assholes, you know. Buy Microsoft, buy Microsoft. We are the smartest in the world. We're the smartest in the world. To be a Microsoft engineer means you are Bill Gates IQ a billion. We have AI. We do Microsoft research. We are Microsoft, and they stick up their noses at everybody, and they cry and they cry and they cry. Please use Microsoft Browser Edge. Please use Microsoft Edge. Please use Microsoft Drive. Please use Microsoft Photos. Don't use Google. Don't use Apple. Use Microsoft. So they're crying, they cry and they cry, and they behave like the fucking stuck-up private school snobs. And that wouldn't be a problem if they could back it up. But based on their stock valuation, based on their products, based on their business strategy, based on their entire fucking organization, it looks like a pile of garbage. And so kids, don't grow up to fucking dream of becoming Microsoft engineers, because it's not all that it's caked out to be. It's the truth. Dream of becoming Google engineers. Dream of becoming Apple engineers, all right? None of this fucking hyped up garbage anymore. Sorry, but I cannot back high school work. I cannot do it. High school quality does not belong on a $3 trillion company. All right? Apple is still Apple. Google is great. Meta is trying. And Microsoft's not. So that does it for this video. Share where the fuck. I don't give a fuck where you work. I don't give a fuck if you're a Microsoft engineer, Google engineer, Amazon engineer. Stick it up your ass. Stick it up your fucking ass, right? For everybody else, share what your favorite company is, what your favorite products are, what your opinion on technology is, and let us hear your opinions, right? If you're a fucking engineer, software engineer for one of these companies, you can shove your own dick up your ass and eat your own poop, all right? For all I give a fuck. So that does it for this video. Just wanted to come up here and give a technology update. And stay classy, Detroit.